Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My first guest tonight is a regular on the show. He'll be at Gotham this weekend, and he's got a special coming on Netflix April 15th.
You betcha.
Yeah, so Christian Finnegan's here. What's up, brother?
What's going on, dudes?
So the special on Netflix, when did you film this?
2002, I
Is
believe.
that true?
No, it was almost a year ago. I mean, it's
Yeah.
long time. But finally, yes, it's on Netflix. I'm happy with it.
You should be. I mean,
which is hard for me to be happy with anything that
No,
involves
believe
me.
me,
but,
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I
but
hear you.
yeah, it looks
Most
good.
comics that are good are like that. But Netflix seems like they're giving good deals out, though, right? I mean,
It's kind of where I wanted it to go in the first place. I mean,
Yeah.
when we recorded it, you know, I was like, can we just go to Netflix? Because all the comics I know that have had specials on Netflix, I say the more people see it, you know.
Definitely.
But they felt like they had to go through the process of trying to, you know, go to HBO. Like HBO, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you could ask. I mean, you never
yeah.
know. It's like
no, I'm thrilled with Netflix. Honestly, it's where I watch all my friends' specials.
right,
So,
good. And a lot of stuff ends up there anyway. But you might as well go right to it. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're at Gotham. So what else is going on? Are you still doing a TV series?
No, it's still airing.
Right.
Thanks to the, I think I got like something like 90 royalty checks, all for like $7.42 or something. So I know it's airing in, you know, Guatemala and.
Is that true? Is it overseas stuff you're getting now?
I think it is. I mean, I'm sure if I were to look really closely, they would say where. But yeah, I know it airs in other countries and
Why
stuff like
look at
that. Yeah.
closely? What's the
just
lowest?
money.
What's the lowest royalty check you ever got?
Probably under $3.
I got a
I'm
12-cent
guessing.
one.
Wow.
I framed it. Yeah.
You win royalty poker.
Well, it was a Conan O'Brien episode I did years ago as a guest. I don't know. I don't know where it aired or whatever. Why it was so low, but it was 12 cents.
Oh, I did get paperwork a few weeks ago. The 5 checks for $0.00. I assume that's some sort of paperwork thing. but
Really?
yeah, I don't know. Well, thank you, I guess.
Doesn't it? I mean, because there's nothing more exciting than getting those royalty checks.
Oh, it's the best.
You look and you could tell it's a check. And then if that happens, it's just such a letdown. Right?
Oh, yeah.
If it's for something really low, you're like, oh,
Because
God.
every once in a while it'll be a good one.
Oh, forget
and then,
it.
you know.
There's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
Just free money. But then I always think, you know, the cynic in me goes, well, I'm just probably owed more money I know nothing about. Don't you feel like you're getting ripped off?
Well, they did actually call me SAG after, you know, the union called me a year and a half ago or whatever and said, hey, we're really sorry about this, but we set aside a bunch of your checks. It was like thousands of dollars. And they thought I was going to be angry at them. I was like, oh, my God, you just gave me more money.
Right. I mean, in a way, no, right. It's fun because it's found money and everything. But in a way, I get what they're saying because you're like, well, what else is out there that I'm owed?
Well, yeah.
You're screwing up this, you know.
My basic financial plan, I have no financial acumen whatsoever. My general financial plan is the bank doesn't know I'm an idiot. They have to treat me as if I'm on top of things because other people are on top of things. And I just hope to kind of sneak under the radar. Like if I would totally be a Chuck Berry guy who'd just wake up
Me too.
one day.
I'm a terrible businessman. But you just hope that those people that you're saying are on top of it are on top of it.
Yeah.
Because with that, it's the union. You know, agents aren't checking up on anything. They're lazier than we are.
Yeah, I have an accountant, but, you know, I don't know.
What are they, who's he going to call? You know, like, hey, well, you should check up on this episode of blah, blah, blah I did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It really is the unions that you hope are on top of stuff.
That's the theory. Yeah.
It's a good one.
North Dakota State won.
Do you follow the hoops? Do you follow this
I
at
follow
all?
I follow NBA.
Okay.
But
you don't get into the March Madness at all?
well, I went to NYU. I think they're Division 9. It's the NYU Violets, which is not exactly strike
Is that
fear
their
in the heart.
name? Is that true?
Oh yeah.
I never knew what NYU's
Yeah,
name is.
NYU Violets.
The Violets.
The Violets.
That is terrible.
Violence?
The violets,
Oh,
like
violets.
the letter, like the flowers.
flower?
The flowers.
The
violets.
violence would be cool.
Something is telling me they may have changed it, but when I went there, it was the Violets.
That really is horrible.
It's-
the
yeah.
Violets.
Yeah.
But no one goes there. I mean, you go to
Good
NYU because
fencing
you're
team.
smart. Did they really have a good fencing team?
Apparently. I did date for like 3 weeks in college. I dated a fencer, and I went to a fencing
Really?
meet. Yeah, it was very
Oh,
strange.
now what was that like?
I don't know. I mean,
Knowing a woman has a sword.
well, I couldn't even tell which one she was. You know, I went to one of the fencing meets, and I
I didn't know there were
hooray.
female fencers.
Yeah, no, there are.
I dated a fence for a while. For my neighborhood, that's someone who bought stolen goods. a woman who bought stolen goods from me, I dated for a while. It was like,
You know, Dante Nero is also a fencer.
Is he really?
One of the many things. the guy has
Now, he
done
has a
everything
lot
on the
target.
planet.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a large target for.
You could tell.
No,
which
but he
one was
loses weight.
Dante.
He's capable of losing a lot of weight, though.
Yeah,
He goes,
yeah.
I guess when he gets in shape.
Well,
but
just
that,
the-
yeah, fencing is very, like, first of all, who still learns how to do that? Isn't that like a real erudite type thing? Or
I
something?
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, your parents like, all right, homework and then straight to fencing practice.
Yeah.
I've never
Sword
understood
play
Did you
that.
give me
is
that mitt,
kind of
Dad? No, I
dated.
got you a sword.
Well, I've never understood that about Olympic
Yeah.
sports in general. It's like all the commitment, all the work, and
Right.
none of the ass.
You're right. Well, it's like a tuba
none of the-
player.
yeah.
If you're going to learn an instrument, the people who learn tuba.
Yeah.
I guess now after the movie Drumline, people like tuba players. And the group The Roots, as a tuba player, probably gets laid. But you're right, it's the same exact
You
thing.
have to be in the Roots if you
Yeah.
play tuba. That's basically there's
That's
one
the
job.
only
in it.
tuba player
Yeah.
getting laid is the guy in The Roots. Yeah, you're right. It's an odd thing to learn how to do.
Yeah.
And you really. And the other thing is, to get good at it, you got to commit. You got to do it a lot. It's not like a weekend thing.
No, you're out there tubaing or fencing or
Right,
whatever.
fencing a lot.
Well, with fencing though, don't you think there's so few people that do it that if you put just a little time in?
That's what I mean.
know-
Okay, so that you're arguing the point though. It's few people. Like, who does do it?
You know what, though? I think it's one of those sports
I've
where
never
there's
known
probably
any.
one Scandinavian country where it's like they're like the same way that the Netherlands was
sport.
like the speed skating country.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
oh,
Like,
yeah,
there's
right.
probably one tiny country where it's like it's all about fencing.
Well, the one sport that everybody goofs on, when the Olympics come around, is what we call it? The
Curling.
sweeping- Curling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. Who the hell, what kid learns how to do that? It doesn't make any sense. And you're getting your ass kicked if you're the curler.
You're wearing slacks.
It makes me think.
it's not even
What
athletic.
sport can you wear slacks in?
Yeah.
Pretty much just that.
It makes me think. Just imagine if
Slacks.
an incredible, like world-class athlete, like let's say, like
Like
Deion
yourself.
Sanders. No, like Deion Sanders
Well, you were in
decides to be
the
a
NFL.
fencer.
You were in the NFL for 7 years. You probably can handle fencing.
Well, I'm just saying, like, imagine how he would rule that world.
Right.
He would be the world's best fencer until he was like 95
Who knows?
years old.
Maybe there's a
or
specific skill
curling.
set.
Think how
Yeah, well-
fast Deion Sanders could broom.
Some people think that if you're a great athlete at some of these American sports like basketball or football, you could be great at anything. Mike,
Yeah, I think so.
Chris Mad Dog Russo used to do a thing about bowling, how it wasn't a sport because it was always the same alley. There's no defense. He would yell on the radio like, okay, Mikey, you let Michael Jordan do nothing but bowl for 1 year. He'll be the best bowler on the planet.
Yeah.
You just bowl and bowl, he'll be fine.
Well, I mean, Michael Jordan disproves that entire point. I mean, just, not that, I mean, I'm sure he's better at baseball than I was.
Yeah.
But,
well,
you
no,
know,
baseball's he's making the point that baseball's more skilled than bowling.
I see, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the bowling
Yeah.
is what, because golf is a very difficult game, and Michael Jordan's just a natural athlete. I golfed in a charity thing with Eli Manning once. And even though he's a football player, he just had a swing that he knows athletic stuff. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
He just had a perfect golf swing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the point he was trying to make. Because most bowlers look like me.
Well, any sport that's like repetition based, where you have to get your technique down.
And you get a technique and you
yeah.
learn it.
I think,
Yeah.
I think bowling is along those lines. I think curling, perhaps. I think maybe fencing along those lines. Once you get the technique, you're good, and you practice and you grain it in.
the boring ones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, then if you take an amazing athlete and put them into a sport that they can actually put the time in and ingrain the technique,
Well, it
then
seems
they'll
like
take it to the next.
Curling seems
level.
expensive. Not a lot of kids come out of the ghetto curling. It seems like an expensive sport. First of all, you need a patch of ice. You need that thing, whatever it is. And
Yeah, there really hasn't
know,
been one of
maybe-
those movies yet about the inner city curling team that goes up against the private schools.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm going to be a
Imagine
curler. You're going to see that, Dad.
My son ain't no curler.
You're going to be nothing. You ain't never getting out of this neighborhood. You're going to be, no, I'm going to be a curler. I'm the best curler this neighborhood's ever seen.
And then there's some like crucial moment where there's like ice on the ground, and the only way they can get to safety is if he's out there with the broom, like sweeping them a path or something.
I'm the best curler to ever come out of West 138th Street. Save that girl. Yeah, the
No,
end
he
part
has
is
to, he has to,
hacky, like
he has to
Hollywood movie.
push like a life preserver across the ice
yeah.
to someone that's just
Yeah,
in.
there's somebody
like,
falling through
just-
the ice, and he has to like get out there, and he has
That
to.
kid's never going to
perfectly-
amount to nothing. That
and they're
kid saved my
sweeping it.
daughter.
You turn into a southern judge there at the end.
I don't keep accents.
daughter.
I don't keep accents. That kid saved my daughter. I just turned into an Indian guy. No way, that's good. That kid saved my daughter. You're losing the accent. No, I am not. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back and discuss this more. Christian Finnegan will be at Gotham, great comedy club right here in New York City, this weekend. And, of course, a special on Netflix, April 15th. Back with more after this.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.